Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been asked to do a little video on making these little characters here, these butt heads. I didn't come up with this. This is somebody else's. I watched a friend of mine, Rod Gatlin. He's carved a lot more of these than I have. He did a little tutorial on the International Association of Wood Carvers that you can watch. It's on YouTube. Just look up International Association of Wood Carvers and it'll be there. But I've been asked to make a few of them, and I think actually Rod didn't come up with the idea either. I think a lady, I can't remember her name. I'm sorry about that, but I can't remember her name that come up with these. But you know, they're cute, funny. Everybody gets a kick out of them. You know, you spin them over and then you look and they get the little butt. You know, and here's another one. They got the little butt. Anyways, they crack me up. Absolutely. And you can just make any design that you want, any face, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to be winging it today. I don't have any plans. We'll just put these over here out of the way. What's starting out with is a 1 by 1 by 3 inch is what I'm starting out with. You can make it any size you want. And I've already kind of started rounding it down just to save a little time on the camera. And as you're rounding your piece off, you can kind of figure out which way the grain is going. So when you're carving, you know, you're not going to break any pieces off. You'll feel it start pulling, and you have to switch directions. This one has a couple of different changes from either way, so it was like either way I did it, I'm gonna have to just watch as I'm going, because the grain is just tricky in this piece. But anyways, so what I did is I rounded down pretty much 3 sides so far. This is going to be my front. That's why I put the couple little F's on there. That'll be the bottom, and then it'll be the top. So just to save time, I did that. So you want to kind of start off on a corner. That's why I left this one. I didn't round the face off where I was going to put the nose and everything, because, you know, it just makes it easier to carve that nose. So let me get these little F's off here so we don't get confused with what we're doing. So, you know, first thing I do is I locate where I think I'm going to put my eyes. You know, I'm right here, and have a little bit of a bigger forehead. I may do some hair or a hat or something. I don't know yet. We just don't know. So that's going to be where the eyes are. The bottom of the nose is probably going to be about here, right in that ballpark. And then the mouth will be down here below. We can do open mouth. We can do, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do an open mouth again, and we'll go from there. But start out, we want to get the eyes going. And normally I do it a couple of different ways, but I'll take a gouge like this. This is about a number 9, I guess. And I'll come up on those lines right there, like this. On the other side. Oh, safety first. Gotta remember to put my glove on. Get your glove on so you don't cut yourself. I put my thumb guard on and I put my glove on because I knew I had to get my camera started. So, okay, back to this. Let's get the eyes. So we're just kind of establishing where they're going to go. Oops, sorry, the camera's shaking. I'm bumping the table that I'm mounted to. Like so. I'm using a Helvy, this is a detail knife. That's a flexible, kind of a flex blade detail knife that I like to use. I'll be using that today for most of it. A few other gouges. A V-tool come in handy if you have a V-tool. So we're taking this forehead back, like so. We're going to make a little cut in the nose. I don't want to go straight in on this. I want to come down on a little bit of an angle. So I want the nose to turn up just a tiny bit. So we go at just a little bit of an angle, not much. Like so. Hope everybody can see okay. It's a beautiful day here in Michigan today. It's about 75 degrees. I should be outside doing something, but anyways, we're got a whole summer coming up. Plenty of time for that. So I just kind of shape it. And like I said, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I know what I want to do yet, as far as the eyes, and I'm just like, I'll figure it out as I go. So take these down a little bit farther. So let's see. We can take some of this off down here below. I think my grain was going this. I think, yeah, I'm good here. So it's just like carving any other face. The only thing we're really doing is adding the butt to it, but I had a couple of people ask about it, so I thought, well, I'm not doing nothing right now. I'll do it. This might be a little bit longer video. I don't know if I'll get into the painting part of it. Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Okay. So, we get the eyes, where we're going to put them. Let's get our little pencil. And let's figure out where the mouth is going to go. All right. If we're going to put teeth in it, put some teeth in there. So let's say he's got a, how about a big grin with a skinny chin, like, I don't know, you've seen cartoons like this where it's like this, and then it comes down. So I'm not a good artist, so as far as I can't draw. I'm terrible at this. Helps when you get a good smooth piece of wood. I should have fixed that up a little bit. I'm thinking that, and then maybe a row of teeth coming across here, and then maybe just like 2 teeth here. So you'll have like say like that teeth, and then just 2 of them down here. So we're just trying to get our basis here. Okay. So something like along those lines. So I think we'll just jump right down there to the mouth and I'll figure this out. So I'm just going to take my knife and I'm going to go the outline of this, get the tip in there, go around there a little bit. Not too deep. Remember, we got our teeth there. Then come down around the outside. Okay. And come on back up, like so. And then we're going to go down here in the teeth. We can go fairly deep with the teeth. Bottom of the teeth there. Just be careful, don't cut yourself. Remember, when you're cutting, use your hand like this. Don't pull with your arm. Keep your arms tucked into your side or something so you can't move it anywhere. You don't want to pull it and slice. You're just kind of using your wrist and the muscles in your wrist. That way you get more control. And see how I got my thumb placed on here too? That keeps it from sliding off. Same with the bottom jaw. Okay. Now I'm going to go right on each side of this make sure those connect. And I'll make that just a little bit deeper to get that piece out when I want to take it out. Okay. Same with this side. Just take that knife up to the edge of that mouth. both. And just go a little bit deeper right there. Okay. All right, now we can take a little bit of this off the teeth here, up to that cut, stop cut we put for the top of the mouth. Like so. Okay, and we can come around here, take some of that out. Same with this side, come around here, take some of that out. And remember, your teeth, these got to go back inside your mouth, you know, back a little deeper here and here, because your mouth is round. You know, your teeth, your what they call the dental plane, it's rounded. So you gotta make sure you get that, or it looks funny if your teeth come straight across. They want to be kind of inside your mouth there. I think you know what I'm saying. Okay, now the same with the bottom. Okay. Now we can cut some of this out. I'm just gonna like split it in half and go up to where we made that deeper cut. Just be make sure you got a good sharp knife. That's very, very important. That's how you end up making mistakes and hurting yourself with a dull knife. And we're gonna get that hollowed out of there. Okay, and go a little deeper. If you wanted, you could put a tongue in there. I'm not going to do that today, but you can. You could do that. Draw a tongue in there and carve it out. And just think about how a tongue looks with a split kind of in the middle, and you could have it hanging out if you want. You do it any way you want. Like I said, I got no plans. We're doing it on the cuff here. We're just winging it. You could maybe watch this video and then decide what you want to do. And make some plans and plan it all out if you want. Here, flip your piece over to get in these little areas if you're having a hard time. Now, the birds are singing. I don't know if you can hear that, but they're happy about this weather today. Seems like it's been a long winter here in Michigan. It's actually a pretty mild one for normal. That bird is happy. Okay, so we got that kind of cut out, and we can clean all that up after a while when we do the final details on it. But I think I'm going to take this back just a little bit more so we can kind of establish the upper lip. Teeth off just a little bit more. A little bit deeper. It's okay if you cut your pencil lines off. You can always redraw it. Anybody know what kind of bird that is? By the bird call? Tell me in the comments if you do. I think I know, but I'm not going to spoil it. See if you... It was so quiet when I started this video. It won't be long before my cat's going to wake up, and then she's going to want to be up on my lap, and happens every time. I think my wife's out sitting in the sun. She's probably going to come in pretty soon. All right, yeah. Now we get that bottom lip too. That's even a little deeper than the top lip. Choose your bottom jaw don't protrude as far as your top part of your jaw, your teeth. You get them rounded back too. Get yourself a handy little dental brush. When you go to your dentist, just ask them. They got lots of them. Just tell them you need one. Tell them what you do. And my dentist is giving me a bunch, and I give them away to my friends when I see them. I'm trying to get a carving group, class, whatever you want to call it, thing going here in my area. And I got a few people interested. It's just now I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to do it. Just be so much fun to carve with people. And I mean, I'm no expert, but it'd be fun just to teach somebody what I know. And then let them do their thing. I'll help them best I can. So, anyways, I think let's flatten this out just a tiny bit. And clean that bottom lip up a little bit. Inside of that mouth. Even a little more. Yeah, I think one of the tricky parts about using a piece this small is just holding on to them. They can get a little tricky. I got arthritis in my hands, especially my thumbs and forefinger, and sometimes it gets a little tricky holding on to these pieces when they're this small. Just like when I was carving those thimbles, the wooden spools, thread spools, those were tricky to hold on to. And I can't find anything that would hold them, something that, anybody's got any ideas about that, let me know. Okay, so now let's try to get this nose defined. All right. Oh, what do I want to cut right there with? I guess we could use this little number 9 again. So what I like to do is put a dot here, put a dot there on each side of the bridge of the nose, or where the bridge of the nose is going to be. Then I can, okay, the nose, and I'll put another dot down here, and then I'll put another dot over here, and then you kind of look and go, okay, they're spaced about the right. Then connect them. Put a line to that one. Put a line to that one. Now you got something to follow anyway. So when you use your gouge on this side of the line, or you want to stay on the outside of the line. So I just take first I'm going to go about halfway up, not all the way down here, about halfway up, and I'm going to get that, where I'm just going to come up to that edge of the line, and I'm almost going to go straight into that eye. And it's usually a couple times to get to that, get that depth, to get that bridge. All right, now we'll do the other side. Same thing, about halfway down. 2 or 3 times, and then come back in this way. Clean that up. Okay. And you can always take this one more time. Clean that eye socket out. That's all you're doing is establishing an eye socket. So that one looks a little deeper on this side, so we want to take just a little bit more over here. About like that's good. Let's take this one down a little more. And then we'll take this, take that nose back to the, try to get a bridge in the nose going there, like that. This side, same thing. Flip it over. And on the top. And don't worry about making this perfect right now. Like I said, there's lots of time to tune it up. We're just trying to get the structure of the face established, and we'll put some more details in a little later. And then I'll also take, let's see, I got a I don't know what this one is, number 7 I guess it is. And I come down on each side, come up almost to the top of the bridge of the nose, and scoop that out like that. Over this side, same thing, almost to the top of that bridge of that nose. Scoop that out. And you can just want to try to get it as smooth as you can in these eye sockets so you can draw with your pencil. Let's clean that a little bit more. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to take a pencil. I'm going to come find them dots again. I'm going to put one here. And I'm going to put one there. Then I'm going to put one over on the outside here. It's going to be just a little bit lower. Just a little bit. Same as over here. On the outside over here. Try to make sure they're about the same. So this one's not out far enough. I need to come out a little farther. Let me get rid of that. So you want them dots spaced from here to here, the same on each eye. Here to here. So that's about right there. Then we're just going to draw a line. Just like that. Same here. Draw a line up, down. And that line can come out like that. Then we're going to do the bottom line. We're going to pretty much do the same thing. So you got hung up on a bump right there. So that's the trick. Just try to make your eye sockets the same. And that's pretty close, you can see. Okay. All right, now, I don't know if you have a small V tool. If you don't, you can use your knife. You can take your knife and you can score it all the way around, and then take your knife and cut up. So you want to go kind of straight in like this, not very deep. Then come underneath at an angle and cut that piece out. If you have a V tool, use a V-tool. Even if you're like, I have a really small V-tool here. It's a Ramelson. It's very, very small. I use that quite often for these eyes. Makes it pretty easy. And I'll run it like that a couple times. Then I'll go to the other side. Usually flip it over. Like that. A couple times. That. Then I'll get the bottom. Usually in the bottom I start about the middle and go in. I'm trying to just create like you're making an eye mound. And this one, you want to come all the way off of it, just like on that top, because you want this one to come up into the bottom. You don't want this one to go off to the side. You want it to come straight up to the bottom, like so. Same with on this side. Looks like I got a bust out there. That piece tore. Let's see. So I need to clean up this nose a little bit here too. That didn't work. Let's clean up some of that fuzzy stuff. All right. This one going a little deeper. Alrighty then. Okay, so we got the eyes okay, and we're going to come back to them with a knife in a bit. Now let's get this nose set up for like the, I don't know, your nostrils, I guess. So those lines that we had, remember those little lines we put on there? So they're spaced about the same. That's probably one of the hardest things for me. It's been tricky for me. Hopefully you can get it easier, but getting these where they're even. So I just kind of put a little slice like that on an angle, just with the tip, and then same here, a little slice on an angle. Then I put tip of my knife in the bottom on each side, like that. I just make sure that this cuts all the way through. Then I'll take and just slice up. Oh, see, my cheek popped off right there. That's all right, we can fix it. We can make that work. Same over here, just slice that up. So if you have something like that happen, see how that it kind of broke off right there? You just want to carve the other side so it looks the same. And then you can go back and fix it all up. So just want to try to make it symmetrical. That's pretty close. Close enough for now. Okay, now we're going to go back to them eyes. Now that we got the width of our nose all established and everything. So we're going to go what I was saying before. We're going to put the tip of that blade in there. And we're going to come around just like that. And then we're going to come off to the side just like that. And the bottom, Just kind of follow those lines that we made with the V tool. Now I do that because it seems like it's easier for me to get that established with the V tool first. But you can do this whole thing with a knife only. Okay, so we're going to put the tip of that knife in there kind of deep right there, and then we're going to bring it around right off to the side. Same with the bottom. And bring it up to there. All right, now we can round them out. We're going to cut some of that out of there, like so. With the other side, round the top of that one out. So you're at an angle. Then come over to the bottom. On the bottom out. So on this side, round the bottom out, like so. Now, in each corner, I'm going to put that knife where the corner's at, and I'm going to go pretty deep right there. And then I'm going to come along the side of the nose, bridge of the nose, put that in there. Then I'm going to take a tiny little corner out of there. Like that. Okay. And that kind of helps form that eyeball. Then stick this one same way. Same way here. And a tiny, you see that tiny little cut out of there. So you're taking that little piece out. I'll go to the other side, do the same thing. Stick tip of knife in there. And there. Cut that corner out. And then the outside, same thing. Stick the knife in there. Stick it in there. Pop that corner out. Then you can kind of go back and round them up again. Okay. Okay, then there's going to be, I'm going to have like a bag under his eye, right? So usually I start right up in that corner, and then the bag kind of more on the outside of the eyeball like this. This nose needs to come out just a little bit there or something. There we go, better. All right, and we're going to draw that bag again. Yeah, kind of make them somewhat symmetrical. Although I don't think everybody's as perfect. Everybody's different. All right. And take a V tool again. Come around. Take that bag up there. And something else I didn't bring up, and I should have, and I don't think I even did it. And I've been trying to remember to do it this way. It's a lot easier if you're right-handed. It's a lot easier to start which would be, if you're facing it, it'd be on the left-hand side, to do that eye first, and then make this one on the right-hand side look like that one. It's a little easier, and I didn't do that, and I apologize, but it just makes it easier when you're learning to do it. I think I did that in the last video. I told everybody to do it that way. All right, so we're getting some bags under the eyes. Okay. Now I'm going to take my knife again, where I made that cut with my V-cut. I'm just going to ever so slightly score that and take it up there. I'm not going very deep. I'm just kind of making a little stop cut because I'm going to shave some of that off. Like this. Right up to that stop cut. Get that out of there. Just make that bag pop out a little more. Boy, it wants to keep breaking right there. Yeah, this isn't the greatest little piece of wood that I selected here. I got about 20 of them to pick, and I picked the bad one. Okay. Slice up to that. Up that stop cut. I may have to go over it a couple of times, but it's okay. Take your time. Yeah, this piece of wood is not good. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Come on. Bring it back to the nose a little bit. You can always trace around the outside of this nostril again. And underneath. See, that piece just wants to keep breaking. I'm gonna have to go deeper here. When in doubt, just curve deeper. There we go. That's better. All right. Okay. Now, Let's go down here below this and kind of work on the chin a little bit. Over the mouth here. Okay. Now, what I like to do is, when I establish the bottom lip, I make like a, I'll get underneath of it and then I'll make like that. I'll just make a swooping, kind of scooping it out around the mouth like that. So it's making that lip pop out. And I make it a little thicker down here at the bottom. Now, since he's got his mouth kind of open, come around here like that, and I'm kind of like rolling it, slicing and rolling and turning my knife like that. That's something you can practice on a blank or something, piece of wood. Okay, and do the same thing over here. Kind of push and roll, push and roll. See, that's wrong. So I'm going to go the wrong direction. So it's turn. And also take what is this one? I forget. No, this is number 11. So you can see the shape of that. It's a big curve on it. You can do a lot of stuff with this, and what's nice about it is it's versatile. It depends on how hard you push and how much you want to take out. Okay. So this kind of gives an outline of the mouth being open. I can still roll a little bit of that out of there. All right, now the upper lip, kind of the same exact thing. Right there in the middle. And I kind of roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Flip her over. All right. Getting there. Okay, now let's think about the eyebrows. Okay. So let's draw them first. See how you want the eyebrows. So the brow is going to go from the bottom here up. So you want it maybe a little wider up here. Then thin it down. And go like that. And this one, same thing. We're close to the same. Bring it down. Something like that. And it's the same thing, that scooping cut, and that'll establish the brow. You can probably take a, you could probably take this and do the same thing. all the way around the outside edge, make it faster, I guess, if you want to. I like to scoop in the, so I gotta remove that wood anyway. So again, this is just a basic face that we're going to put a crack on the bottom of it for his butt. And it's just, you got to figure the whole thing is just a head, you know? That's why it's called butt head. So there's no legs or, I guess you could put ears on it if you wanted to. We're not today. But you can. And we're going to cut out the temples here. Alright, let's see, it would turn direction on me. Alright. Just thinning this out to establish the cheeks and the face. There's a little jawbone up there towards the eyes. All right. Seem to be struggling to hold this thing, don't you? I mean, I couldn't think of anything that you could use to help hold it because it's, you got to flip it and turn it so much it'd take you forever to do a carving. And we get this chin thinned down. So. Now, we'll figure out what we're going to do with the head. Let's see. So I'm just kind of, you see what I got in there a little deep. That's okay. The chin, just trying to get with his mouth open, everything's going to be kind of stretched out, so it's going to be thinner, right? He wouldn't have fat cheeks because his mouth's wide open. On this one anyway. I mean, you guys can do whatever you want on yours, however you're setting yours up. So this needs to come in a little bit more here. So, he's got a funny looking head, don't he? Oh, and you can take your, I'm going to use this number 11, and I'm going to split these brows like this too. You can use a V-tool, whatever you have handy. kind of slicing this because it wants to pull. I don't really have a lot of room to slice the other direction, so I'm just kind of slicing. Well, I guess let's just put some hair on this guy. Let's draw. I could give him like a part like this. Bring it down like that. And this would be a part. And this would come down like this. So that would be his hair. And then we'll bring it down. All the way down here. Sort of like that. So, we can see that if it's pencil showing up or not. But that's going to be his hairdo. Something like that. So that's pretty easy to get established. Is you just follow these with your knife. Come up into this and make a good deep V right there, because you're going to take out a lot there to establish that forehead. And you're going to follow this around and take your time so it don't slip. And come down. If you're not following exactly, it's okay. Just get her close. See, I went off the line there. That's all right. And come around this side. Same thing. Come around. Come back up. Okay. Now, we're going to just take the tip of our knife to get this started. We're going to go inside there and pop that out like that. And come up here. Just kind of know where the tip of your knife is at. Like so. Like so. Then you can, like that, because the temples are going to be a little bit deeper on each side. So don't worry about not going far enough. And we can shape the hair and all that a little bit. I might want to do a little bit deeper here. It looks a lot better when you take them temples in there kind of deep. Okay, and you just kind of take off them edges. Finish going around your hairline. I always like to kind of taper it back a little bit like that, instead of having that sharp edge. Kind of like your hair is curling back towards your face and your head. Like that. Same with this side. I'm going to take that down a little bit. Just clean up them edges. All right. And something to keep in mind too, when you paint these. Oh, I gotta cut that off, don't I? When you paint these, I always water my paint down really well. And these lines, when I cut these lines around here, I like having them kind of go in there deep because it stops the paint from spreading too far and getting smeared. You know, it doesn't go into the other parts that you don't want to carve. And I'm softening up that sharp line where the hair went. And then I need to get a little V out for the part. Just up a little bit there. That part in his hair. And just barely shave that edge off just so it's not a sharp line. Just do that all the way around your hair. I'll do that. Fuzzy, get out of there. All right, hit it with a brush, see how we are. We're getting there. All right. Now, I'm going to soften up these bags under the eyes. I'm going to round them just a little bit so they're not so sharp. Kind of like that. Just a little bit. That needs to come out. All right. Okay, now we get the teeth that we need to figure we're going to have, what I say, 3, right? One there, one there, one there, and just one here. So I'm just going to take the tip of my knife, I'm going to start there, and I'm going to split them. Then I'm going to take a tiny little slice off each side, put a little gap in the teeth. Like that. This one the same way. a tiny gap. Oh, a big old chunk of that one, didn't it? That's all right. We'll just flatten it out a little bit. I'm going to show you a tool that I just thought about. I probably could have just used just now that and been safe, because a lot of times when you're trying to dig around in areas like this, you start cutting stuff that you don't want to cut, that you don't. You know, like especially if you're digging in this eye, you don't want to hit the bridge of your nose. Well, these right here, it's called a lamb's foot. I think this one's called. It's. Let me get up towards the camera. It's like a scalpel, man. It's so sharp, but it's great because this part isn't sharp. Only the tip that sticks out there, only this part right there is sharp. This is all blunt right here. And you can get in the little areas like this without doing any damage. I'm just trying to, but you know, for future, if you don't have one, you know, if you're going to get into this stuff, stick with carving and you're loving it, then you probably want to get you one. Now this is a Helvey. Right now, unfortunately, they're not taking any orders right now because some personal things going on over there. But I don't know. I don't know of anybody else that makes them. But you might be able to look around and find one. Somebody might be selling one or something. But it's a great little tool. Perfect for doing this right here. We'll do the bottom one with this. So we put our little slit right there. Slice her down there a little bit. Take that sharp edge off these teeth too. Amazing, just the little tiny details that make a difference. You're curving stuff like this. Mouth back a little more. Pretty handy little tool, huh? Another way to get them from Helvey, I don't know when they're going to get back into it, but they do a lot of shows, wood carving shows, and they'll set up there, and they always have a good stockpile of tools, of knives and these few gouges. I've bought a few from their shows or at shows when they were there. That kind of makes it nice. I'm going to a show in Charlotte. If you want to go to a good carving show, Charlotte in North Carolina there has a wood carving show. It's the 26th or 27th and 28th, 26th, 27th, 28th. That's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And there'll be over 1,000 carvings there that will be judged. There's a competition. You meet a lot of nice people. There'll be lots of vendors there selling all kinds of different carving tools, wood, you name it. Anything to do with wood carving and woodworking, they're there. Very, very good show, too. Such nice people. Charlotte's a great town. So, just a little plug for Charlotte Woodcarvers. It's a local club there that puts on this show, and they've been doing it for years, and just grows and grows, and all the great carvers are going to be there. I mean, you're going to see carvings there; they're just going to blow you away. That was the first carving show I ever went to, and I was totally blown away by the carvings that I seen. And sure, you think, oh boy, I got a lot to learn yet, and well, we all do. We all got all we can learn. You can always learn. I mean, I'm just cleaning up this inside this mouth a little bit here. So, yeah, if you get a chance going down to it, or any carving show you get a chance to go to, there's one coming up in Everett, Michigan. That's in June. And it's not as big, but there's vendors there. It's not a competition. It's actually a sit down, and people will be there with rough outs, and they'll be there teaching, and there's no charge for the classes that they have there. You just got to buy the material, buy their wood, their rough outs or blanks, whatever they're doing there. Last year I went to it. I sat down and I carved some cottonwood bark with some ladies, and it wasn't really a class. I just sat down and carved with them, but I bought some bark from the lady that had the table set up, just to support her. It was a lot of fun too. So anyways, that's what you do if you want to get some tools. So I'm just kind of fine tuning, taking the sharp edges off, from the knife. I'm going to take a little bit off the top of this head here. A little bit around that a little more. I didn't have such a box head. And when you're putting in hair, another little thing you can do is you can do it with your knife or a V tool, but with your knife you can kind of like let's say right here, let's put a little split in his hair. So you take your knife, put it there, and then you come over the side of that and put it in there and take that little chunk out. Maybe do another one right here, like so. It doesn't have to be uniform, but it just kind of gives it a little more depth and character. Like so. And you can even, I think we'll do this part a little bit deeper. Like so. some of the points off his head. Okay. So the whole thing with this was he was going to be a butthead, right? So you figure he's going to have his little crack of his butt. Here, let me erase this off here. Let's figure where that's going to be, right down the center, right? So it's kind of going to go like this. And then it's going to kind of split a little bit to a little Y. Too funny. I was cracking up when Rod was carving us. Okay, then we're going to go pretty deep in here. And then just kind of roll it up a little bit there. And come to that little Y. And then we got to kind of make the butt cheeks. It's funny saying this. Hard to see. Only thing is these don't stand up, so if you want to display them, you got to put them in a rock or put a eye hook in the top of them and hang them or something. Maybe make a keychain out of them, give them to somebody. I think that's what Rod said he's done with a bunch of them. Is made them into keychains. So anyways, just try to round that off like it'd be a bottom, a butt. Like a plumber. And we just take that little chunk out of there. Come on. Fibers don't want to let go. Clean it up a little better there. So it's going to come out. All right. So that's pretty good. Now we just got to kind of clean up this upper lip a little bit. It's got some chips in it. Let's be real careful and kind of slice a little bit. I need to take that. Nothing worse when you're trying to carve detail and you got to go against the grain and it really messes you up. Just do the best you can. Let me just round this lip a tiny bit here. That's where these brushes come in handy. Knock them fuzzies out. Help a lot. And you can always use a little piece of sandpaper like this. That's all I do. If I get any fuzzies, I try to get out of the face. Do that. You can put as much detail in these as you want, like taking a little V-tool, putting some wrinkles in his forehead. Like so. Like that. And I don't think I'm going to do any nostrils here, but I'm going to cut these on a little bit of an angle. Just trim them up just a little bit. Like so. And take that hump off there. Like that. Yeah. If you haven't started one already, you could probably start with a little bigger piece of wood too. Like I said, this is just a 1x1x3. You could probably get an 1.5 inch or a 2-inch block and start with that. Any size really. It'd probably be a little easier for you if you're a newbie and you're just getting started. Nothing wrong with that. Main thing, just have fun, Just get out and have fun with your carving. Get with some other carvers if you can. If you got a group in your area. Used to have one around me, but I don't know what they're pretty old guys, and they kind of I don't know what happened. I don't know if they found a new location or what, but it was kind of a drive for me anyway. But that's why I'm trying to start one in my area. Let's do a little kind of thing to show her the little cleft on your chin there. Just like that. I'll take, what do I do that with? I'll do this little round gouge. Like that. Then I'll take that little V tool that I had here and just kind of accentuate it a little bit. There. Okay. Now you can put some, I'm going to get a different V tool. Well, first I'm going to take this number 11 and make some marks in this hair. Kind of like so. Like that, give it a little texture for some hair. Just kind of randomly put some marks in there. Just No rhyme or reason, just you can curve them a little bit. You can just put little divots and, you know. I'm just, like I said, just pretty much giving it some texture. And a lot of times I'll go over it with a V-tool as well. There's some more and that end grain. I'll take the V-tool about, that size, I guess will work. Just put a few little marks in there. Just a little more texture, that's all. Oh man, we've been carving for a long time, hour and a half. It was a long video. I don't know if anybody ever watched this, but hey, it's gonna be there. You can always fast forward and rewind, whatever you need to do. Okay. All right. Just do a little more cleanup. We don't need these big old eyebrows, that's for sure. Them down. Well, it's not my best work, but hey, it's gonna be a butt head. Butt head with a little different hairdo. Okay, so now what I like to do is, if you got a wood burner, I like taking a wood burner and get it plugged in. Wood burner and hit some details on it, and what that does is help. Gosh darn it, tangled up my cords here. Help identify stuff, like, you know, take and put a little between the teeth there, just a little. When I paint them, then they like that. Turn this down just a tiny bit. And at times I'll kind of go around the face just a little bit. Not everywhere, but here and there. Again, it helps with the paint from bleeding over into something you don't want it on. Turn down too much. There we go. Yeah, sometimes I'll do this in this little clef here, just give it a little color, makes it pop out. Maybe above the lip there. So, side of the mouth. Like that. Maybe on the forehead a little bit. Just a couple little marks. And then the eyebrows. We'll just, instead of carving them, I'm just going to go like this. Okay, maybe below the bags in the eyes there, under the nose a little bit. Okay, that. Now, also forget to put in this little snot trough, which we can use this number 9, I guess, or number 11. Like that. No snot trough. And I'm going to round these eyes just a little bit more. Just a little bit. I think I'm going to go deeper than that. Yeah. Okay, I think about ready for paint. Put some tools away. First thing I like to paint is I get some white on the eyes, so that's drying. Well, actually, I want to put some oil on it first. I like putting a little bit of, I use mineral oil, which is clear, clean, clear. It doesn't hurt nothing. You can drink it if you want to. So I put a little bit of oil on it. I'm almost out. I just have to be careful here. I make sure I got enough. Yep, just put a little oil and just spread it all over. And it just makes the paint go on a little nicer. It's easy to work with. And I use acrylic paints, and I know a lot of people think, well, you can't use acrylic on top of oil. But you can. I didn't put nostrils on this guy either. You can if you want. I just didn't see any need for them today. But you can see these. It takes a little time to carve these. You know, it just depends on the detail you put in, and making a video makes it a little different too. Okay, put the oil on there. That's no big deal. It just needs to sit for a little bit, and I'll take a little towel and paper towel, and I just dab up what's heavy on there. It's just because it don't take much, just enough to get a layer on there so it sinks in a little bit. Well, thank everybody that maybe stuck around for this part of the video. It's a long video. Now when I do the eyes, I don't water my paint down when I put that coat of white on there. I just take a really small brush, something like this, a little tiny brush. You can see that. And paint right out of the cap. Carefully just paint the eyeball. Like so. Now these eyes that I carved are just a simple, very simple form of eyes that you can carve. You can put a lot more detail in the eyes and the eyelids and okay. All right. Wipe my brush off, clean her up. Then I don't need this for now. Cap on that so it doesn't get spilled. And we can figure what color hair we're going to put on this bad boy. Want to make him how about almost like a blondish colored hair. This, what I'm using is called Golden Sunset. So I put a couple drops there. I don't know if it's on there. A couple drops here, not my finger, and then I add some water, a few drops of water, and water it down. Let me get this off my thumb. Different brush. Where is it? This will be okay right here. Mix that paint up real good. Get all them lumps out of it. So he's going to have almost like blonde hair, Barney Rubble colored hair. From the Flintstones, remember that guy? All right. First thing I do is I cut it in. So remember, we cut them little slots around there like that, so that watered down paint will run right down into those little grooves that we cut without getting all over the face. I'll marry you. Get all that cut in. Like so. Like that. I have a little tool I'm gonna maybe put on here now. I should have done it when I started. Just trying to hurry. It's a little holder to hold the carving when they're little like this, so you don't get your fingers in the paint, because what happens is you get your fingers in the paint, then you start spreading it all over your carving where you don't want it. All right. I'll clean that up. Oh, eyebrows. I almost forgot. We gotta hit his eyebrows. We got the color going. You can use a smaller brush for this if you want to. It's really windy here today. It was for the last couple of days. It has been. We had lost power Friday night for a few hours. It's just been really, really windy. Okay, let me clean this up. Okay. I'm gonna put this little tool on here. Oh. It's gonna give him a butthole. Oh my God, that's too funny. I didn't think about that, but well, just a little one, because I gotta hold on to this bad boy. Let me dry this real quick. Okay. One thing I want to tell you too, when you put oil on your carving and you go to dry it, you can't hit it with a lot of heat, because it makes the oil come back out of the wood, and then you end up getting oil coming out of the wood, and then never wants to dry. So you can touch it with a little heat, then you take it down to a cool setting, and touch it with a little heat, cool setting. That's good. Okay. Now we can go back. Oops, sorry, bumped the camera. We gotta go back to the white, and we can get some paint on the teeth. Put a little drop on this thing here, and I put like maybe one drop of water with it. And then I use that another small brush. I think I'll use this one. Mix it up a bit. And get the bottom side of these a little bit. His lip. All right. All right, that's good. We can clean that up in a minute with a knife. Okay. Now, let's give him, let's see. He's got blue eyes, he's got dark eyes, brown hair. Let's give him green eyes. So I just work out of the cap again with that, using that real small brush again. And I'm gonna make him looking up, I think. Up to the left, I guess. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. I don't like to make them look straight, so I kind of like, you go all the way up to the top of the eyelid. So this one would be way over in the corner of the eye, upper part of the corner of the eye. Too much paint on there. Gives them a little more action when you can do that. All right. Now you don't have to do this if you don't want to put color on the face. all I do is I take red paint, try to get one little drop out of here, about like that, and then lots of water, and lots of water. Brush right here. And I take that and mix it up good. Make sure I get all those little red dots. I don't know if you can see them in there. You'll see them when you're mixing it up. Little red dots. So you got to get them out because they'll streak in your face once you're painting. So you want to make sure you get all them out. So you start, I know it looks a little pink, but once you start layering this on, oh, I remember I got that little white dot of paint on that lip. I need to get off there. Come on. Okay. First thing I always start with is, because I always kind of want my nose redder than everything else, so I put some on my nose. And I didn't do big cheeks on this guy. Normally I'd put some cheeks on there too, but I didn't do it this time. So let's get those eye bags red, between the eyes red, like that. Get a coat on them. Then you can probably go up to the forehead, put some up there, like that. Kind of gives them a blush look, you know, like so. You can go right on lips too. You have to be careful. You don't want to get them all over the teeth. Remember, it's runny, so make sure you tip it, you know, accordingly. So if it does run, it'll run up the face a little bit instead of down in the teeth until it soaks in. And once you get this on, we'll be done. Make sure you get some of his little butt and make his butt really red. Oh, like he's got diaper rash. Oh. This poor guy got screwed, literally. Oh, I cracked myself up. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna hit that nose again. Eye bags, and maybe just under the eye bags a little bit. A little more red there. chin, around that mouth. And then I'm going to take, I'm going to take that red paint again. And I'm just going to take the lid a little bit and touch my brush into the lid. I mean, just a very tiny tip of it. And I'm going to put a dot right there. And then I'm going to come over here and get some of this water, that red water ready. And then I'm going to carefully go on this lip again. Make that lip just a little more red. Just like so. Just kind of blends that red color. Then I'll take the rest of it, put on that nose. Oh, we got one more little thing to do for the eyes. I almost forgot. We're going to take that little tiny brush again, and we're going to go into the lid again, and we're just going to get the very tiny tip of that brush with a little bit of white paint. And we got to put some dots on his eyes and light them up, give him that brightness. Now the trick is putting them on each eye in the same spot. So I'm putting this one on just about the middle, just below the middle of the eye on that side. That, and I'll do the same thing over here on the inside. This is on the outside, it's the inside, because you figure the light source is going to hit his eyes at the same spot like that, and that kind of brings his eyes to life. I didn't put a pupil in. You could have done that, you can, but we didn't. So there's one long video for you. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate it. By doing that, you can set yours up to get a notification if I make another video, and also it helps the algorithm so other people will get a chance to see this, and maybe it'll help them. Anyways, thanks again, and till next time. Bye now.